we convening on citizens joined by the 3 elected representatives of the people, 1 representative from the Office of the Controller of Budget, OCOB, and Friends of the Kenya Bioco Uchumi, met from the 22nd to 23rd of August 2024 at the KICC in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya, to deliberate on the fiscal state of the country and, in particular, the underlying challenges and the way forward, supported by various media and actors, animated by several artists, recognizing the greater efforts by the citizenry in advocating for transparency and accountability in the utilization of public resources, especially by the youth. The action built on key demands by the youth through the Gen Z movement. We join their efforts to upend the state of decadence in the country that has come with a heavy burden, the demise of 60 young people owing to judicial executions and the disappearance of another 60 via organized abductions. Despite this, their loss is not in vain. Deeply pained to be meeting at a time when Kenya is encumbered by an economic crisis evidenced by the high and burgeoning public debt and increasing allocation towards servicing the public debt. The gross public debt as at June 2024 was Kenya shillings 10.6 trillion, with a projected debt servicing cost of 1.85 trillion for the financial year 2024-2025. Apart from the external debt, the Assembly identified the negative impacts of the ballooning domestic borrowing and the increasing pending bills. The Controller of Budget, OCOB, indicated that the public pending bill stands at Kenya shillings 516 billion, which are figures owed to contractors, suppliers, pension arrears, and unremitted statutory deductions. While the domestic debt has increased to Kenya shillings 5.4 trillion, the external debt stock has hit 5.2 trillion Kenya shillings. In understanding how unsustainable public debt remains, the Office of the Controller of Budget confirmed that Kenya paid Kenya shillings 290.9 billion and 537.8 billion in principal payment for domestic and external debts, respectively, in the financial year 2023-2024. We identified the heavy financial burden imposed on majority of Kenyans. The fallback on high taxation of citizens disregards the social contract that Kenyans have with the government. A surge in increasing taxes to service public debts disproportionately burdens the most disadvantaged. It is a double-edged sword that continues to bleed Kenyans. For how long shall citizens continue to pay for empty promises? We echo that Kenyans are allergic to thieves and corruption. The reputation of our country is quickly acquiring a debauched image in the global realm. A country with a deeply rooted culture of corruption. Kenya is losing over 608 billion annually to corruption. It has deprived the majority of Kenyans the basic service delivery, including water, sanitation, education, and health. The fight against corruption is in a pool of desperation, despite having the requisite legislation to prosecute those accused of corruption. We are aghast that the illicit proceeds of corruption are publicly exhibited on the face of the Kenyan people. We are furnishing politicians to have lavish lifestyles at the expense of the citizenry.